Hello future CS, welcome back to my channel, your one-stop guide for everything related to CA exams. If you are new here, I am Pooja, a chartered accountant. I have an experience of working for Ernst& Young and KPMG, and I help CA aspirants like you succeed with practical tips, strategies and support. So if you are appearing for the CA Inter Advanced Accounting, you cannot afford to miss this video. The ICAI recently conducted a BOS webinar packed with golden tips, and I have summed it up all for you in this video. From how to practice MTPs the right way to mastering exam time management, and most importantly, how to boost your marks with smart strategies. It's all right here. So this one video will give you total clarity. So grab your pen and notebooks and do stay till the end. If you are new to my channel, I request you all to subscribe and hit the bell icon below so that you can get notified whenever I post new videos. So let's start the video. So guys, when you visit my channel, in the playlist section, you can see there is a separate playlist for CA Inter exams. So in this playlist, you can find different type of study plan, subject specific guidance and much more videos. And there is also a playlist for CAGPT for students. In this playlist, I have made different videos in which I have shown as to how you can use CAGPT while preparing for your exams. So do visit my channel and watch these videos. And there are various other playlists as well which might be helpful for you. So first some key points were discussed in this webinar. So it was suggested that you must go through the section wise and skill wise weightages which is available in the BOS knowledge portal, because this will give you an idea as to which chapter is for how many marks, and based on this you can give more importance to the chapter with the highest weightage. However, it was also mentioned that do not do selective study. It is very important to study all the chapters from the syllabus. The next important point mentioned in the webinar was it is very important to prepare your own notes, because when you write yourself you will retain the concepts better, and then these notes you can use for revision purpose one day before the exam. However, in case you did not have time to prepare notes and you have not prepared notes, you can also use Saransh. So the institute has prepared notes for each of the chapters. This is also available in the BOS knowledge portal. It's called Saransh, the last mile referencer. So in this, the all the chapters are given in summary form, in the form of flowcharts, bullet points, pictorial representation, etc. You can use this also for revision purpose. The next key point discussed was it is very important to practice all the MCQ from the case scenario booklet, because in the exam analysis and application based MCQ will be given. So these types of MCQ are available in the case scenario booklet. So do practice all the MCQ from this case scenario booklet. And the next suggestion given was you have to identify the accounting standard that you are weak in and try to revise that accounting standard more. So the CA Inter Advanced Accounting syllabus mostly comprises of the accounting standard itself. So it is very important to gain proper conceptual understanding over all the accounting standards that are there in your syllabus. The next point mentioned in this webinar was the importance of written practice. So it is very important to do written practice of each and every question during your study leave. So it was suggested that you keep a timer and do the written practice. So what you can do is first you can go through the previous year question paper or the RTP MTP, and based on that you will get an idea as to which question will come for how much marks. And then when you are solving any question from the, suppose from the study material, you can give an estimate as to this question might come for this much marks, and you can allocate time, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then you have to keep a timer and you have to ensure that you will complete writing the answer within that time frame. Whatever timer you have kept, you have to ensure you complete the answer within that time. And also you have to compare your answer with the ICA answer. And if any major errors are there, you will have to analyze as to where you are going wrong. The next point discussed in this webinar was now only few days are left for the exams. So many students were stating that they still have some topics which they are yet to study. So they were asking as to how they can complete it. So the suggestion was given that you have to prepare a detailed timetable first. So first what you have to do is you have to write in a notebook as to from each subject which topic you have completed and which topic is still pending and how many hours you can study in a day and which area you are weak. So depending on all this, so you have to consider all these factors and then you have to prepare a timetable first. And then based on the timetable, you will try to complete the remaining syllabus within the remaining time. And the next point discussed was how to retain the concept. So as we all are aware that the CA syllabus is very huge. So one suggestion was given for concept retention. So for example, if you read any new AS today and suppose you took 2 hours today. So what you will do is on the second day, you will have to go through that AS at least for 30 minutes. So suppose first day you took 2 hours. Second day, you will just read it once in 30 minutes. And on the third day, again, you will read it within 15 minutes. So, in this way, you have to study each concept for 3 consecutive days. So, studying doesn't mean that you have to allocate 2 to 3 hours for the same concept every day. First day, if you read for 2 hours, on the second and third day, you will just read it once. So, the more you read it, the more this concept will go into your permanent memory. So, in this manner, revision should become a part of your usual study. Revision should not be kept separately. And the next point mentioned here was you have to be positive and be confident in your preparation. And one more important point suggested was take the same calculator and the same stationery which you used in the study due to the exam. Don't take the different one because already you will be used to that calculator and the same pen, same pencil. So take the same stationery. And by chance, if your performance did not go as per expectation in any of the exam, don't worry much about it. Just forget about it and prepare for the other exam so that it does not affect the performance in other papers. Just focus on the remaining papers and try to give your best in the remaining papers. Next, they mentioned in the webinar that it is very important to practice the mock test paper. And some rules were given which you can follow while practicing the mock test paper. So the first rule is to attempt the mock test paper in the same time as the exam time and attempt it in the same way like you do for the real exam. That is, sit in a separate room and do not refer any study material. And after writing the mock test paper, you have to do a detailed analysis of the mock test paper. So after the mock test paper, the ICI will host the answer of the mock test paper. So you have to compare your answer with the ICI answer and you have to check whether you are able to answer all the concepts clearly and what was the nature of mistake that you did in the mock test paper, whether it was any silly mistake or calculation error. If you have done these type of error, then you need to practice more or you have to see if you are unable to remember the concept. So this means your conceptual clarity is missing. So you have to go through the concept again. And however, do not memorize or rote learn the concept. Try to understand the concept. And then you have to check how many topics came in the mock test paper which you had not studied. Or were there any topics which you had studied but you were not confident about. So if there are these type of topics, you will have to study them. And also you will have to see the time management part also. So you have to ensure in the mock test paper that you complete the mock test paper within the stipulated time, that is the 3 hours time. So in this way, you have to see in which category you are losing marks and how many marks you are losing. Like this, you have to do self-introspection after completing the mock test paper so that you will be ready for the real exam. The next point discussed in this webinar was time management. So totally you have 3 hours time for your exam. So out of this, 20 to 25 minutes you will have to give for writing the MCQs. And then 10 to 15 minutes you have to keep aside for revision. And the balance time, whatever will be left, you will have to attempt descriptive questions. So 5 descriptive questions you will have to attempt. So the remaining time you will have to divide between the 5 descriptive questions. So you should divide the time based on the marks and complexity of the questions. So this time management you have to practice in your house itself, especially while attempting the mock test paper. Because last minute in the exam, if you try to do this, there might be anxiety and you might be completely confused. And one more suggestion given was, if you are stuck in any question, leave some space for that and come back later and solve. Do not waste more time on one question itself. Because if we are stuck in one question itself, then we might not have time to attempt the other questions. And the next suggestion given was attempt all the subparts of the question at one place itself. So mostly we see that under each question there are subparts A, B and C. So you have to attempt all the subparts in one place itself. Now suppose you are answering question number 2 and there are 3 subparts A, B and C. And you know the answer to subpart A and subpart C and you do not know the answer to subpart B. So what you can do is answer subpart A, subpart C, and then for B you can leave some space and come back later and you can attempt. So in question number 2, in 3 subparts A, B and C, those 3 you can answer in any order. But it shouldn't happen that first you answer question number 2 subpart A, then you answer question number 3 subpart B, then you answer again question number 2 subpart C. Like that you shouldn't do. So for each question, all the subparts should come one below the other. And then one more suggestion given was, you must start every question including every subpart in a new page. This will create a good impression in the mind of the examiner. Next, some suggestions were given to improve marks in the exam. So let's see what were those suggestions. The first suggestion was working notes form part of the solution and these carry marks. However, it was found that most of the students directly calculate the amounts in the calculator and write the same in the main solution without substantiating it with the help of necessary working notes. So this was one of the main reasons for losing vital marks. So it is very important to write the working notes as a part of your answer. And at many places, assumptions are required to be mentioned in the solution, since it is the base on which your solution is derived. However, it was noticed that many students overlook this. And though they solve the question by making the correct assumption, but they fail to mention the same in the solution, thereby losing marks. Hence, relevant assumptions should be made and they should be correctly mentioned as a part of your answer. And the assumptions made should be logical. So, stepwise marks are allocated. So, even if the final answer is wrong, if the working notes and assumptions are written correctly, the marks will be allotted to these steps also. Hence, it is very important to write working notes and assumptions as a part of your answer. And one of the common errors committed by students was wrong carry forward of amount from one page to another or from one account to another account or while copying from the calculator to the answer sheet. So this results in mistake in all the further computation wherever the amount is used. Hence this leads to loss of mark. So be very careful while carry forwarding the amount and also while noting down the amount from the calculator to your answer sheets. And that's a wrap on the key takeaways from the ICAI BOS webinar for advanced accounting. Actually, this webinar was held for September 2025 exams. But if you are appearing for January or May 2026, you can still follow the points mentioned in this video. Remember, how you practice matters as much as how you perform. Apply these strategies in your mock test papers and you will see the result for yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe because I'll keep bringing you exam smart content directly from the ICI Insights. All the best for your exams, and as I always say, prepare smart, stay confident, and let success follow you. I will see you all in the next video.